everyone, it's Tracy from salontraining.com. You always hear that I'm so pumped up and excited to tell you about the people that we're interviewing. That is no different today because I posted recently about the best dryer that I've ever worked with, and I've been doing hair for 29 years, and I don't say that lightly. It is a product that I am so thrilled about. I saw it at the Ohio show and premiere, and now I get to play with it as well. So we're going to talk about that today and about a smoothing iron and everything else that this amazing company has to offer. But first, I would just like to tell you, if you're joining us and you're not sure who salontraining.com is, then I am going to show you. I'm going to just share my screen here for a moment. All right, so salontraining.com, if you're new, is a beauty industry platform. It's built for all of us, myself included, and beauty industry professionals, to have one resource, a directory, so that you can find trainers, education, hair shows, product companies, color contests, all kinds of stuff. And we're not going to go into deep with this right now, but I do want to just show you products. So there are a lot of independent product companies. And I can tell you firsthand, I remember going to the New York Beauty Show and finding all these different products that I have never got to play with before because they were not carried by my distributor. So I was never able to find them. And I said, gosh, I wish there was like a place that I could just find everybody that was here. And that's what we're building here on salontraining.com. You can go in and type in products if you're looking for hydraulic chairs, blow dryers, product companies, shears. You can go in and type this, and then all of their information will be on there. So you'll be able to find a lot of cool stuff on here. The other thing I want to discuss today real briefly is, if you're on our page, you already know this because I am posting it a million times a day. I apologize for that. Actually, I don't, because I am so pumped up about it, and I know you guys are too. There's finally going to be a beauty hair show, trade show in Western Pennsylvania, like there used to be many, many years ago. So if you can see right here, it's the Pennsylvania Beauty Pros Expo. Our guests will be there, as well as so many other product companies and trainers and lots of education. It's being held at Seven Springs Mountain Resort, and you get 2 full days for only $79. You cannot beat that. The amount of education that we have there is insane. Student tickets are $59. If you want to find more information, just go right here to learn more or buy a ticket. All right, I'm going to stop my share and go into the reason that we're all here today. So Paul Smith, so what company do you work for, and how long have you been in it?
Okay, Tracy, first of all, I did want to start by saying, thank you so much for all the work that you've put in with salontraining.com and bringing incredible information to all of us, because we're forever learning. And then secondly, I have to say how fantastic it is that you're bringing the show back to Pennsylvania with the Pennsylvania Beauty Pros Expo, which is in April next year. Everybody, you have to be there, because I know, and I see this list of educators growing constantly that Tracy has been able to pull together. It's going to be an absolutely do not miss event. And so I wanted to tell you today a little bit about what we'll be doing there. But in answer to Tracy's question, so I work for a company called IZUTECH, right? And the company was actually founded around 10 years ago now, and it was founded on bringing excellent, high-quality tools to the professional beauty industry. And the first high-quality products that the company developed were with flat irons. They saw a need for people that were mainly doing smoothing treatments or styling to have an iron that was so smooth, so beautiful, so even in its heat that we all know we need that if we're going to get the optimum results from any treatments that we do. So the founder developed the company based on wonderful flat irons. Since then, however, we now have blow dryers, flat irons, curling irons, but it's still quite a small portfolio because they have to be excellent. And if they're not excellent, let's not do it.
You're not putting your name on it, right?
I'm not putting my name on it. Exactly. But when I spoke with Tracy about today, and the fact that we jumped all over going into Pennsylvania Beauty Expo next year to have representation in this territory, we decided that we would focus on two of our latest innovation. And that's what I want to tell you a little bit about today. Now, Tracy, you already said it's the best dryer you've used. Thank you for that.
And I've used a lot of dryers. I love testing products, and I am not joking when I say that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, you know, it's interesting in the dryer arena because, you know, since I started hairdressing like a million moons ago, and for anybody out there that maybe doesn't know me terribly well, I was a salon owner of a group of 3 salons in Britain. Obviously, I'm English, and then I started to educate because I loved education. I started to educate with the Weller Corporation for Weller and Sebastian, and then came to America with Weller and Sebastian 23 years ago now. I had the opportunity earlier this year through being introduced to the founder of IZUTECH to join them. Because, you know, the thing is with great tools is they are really an extension of our hands. You know, we spend all this time learning how to do hair beautifully, every technique we could ever need. However, without the right tools, those techniques maybe are not going to work. So when I met the founder, I was like, okay, let's have a look at these tools. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Are they as great as we need as fantastic stylists to be able to use our techniques to achieve wonderful, incredible styles? So the first one Tracy already mentioned, let's talk a little bit about this dryer that was developed. So the dryer, which is here, the dryer is called Vulcan MX. So Vulcan MX. And, you know, blow dryers in all the years I've been hairdressing hadn't really changed a lot. But in the last couple of years, there's been a bit of a revolution. You know, the technology changed, and we have to thank somebody who makes vacuums for that. But the technology is one of condensing air. It's a bit like, you know, those blades that you put your hands in the restroom to dry your hands. It's kind of that technology where it pulls the air to a specific area where we can control it and we can get incredible results on the hair. That's the technology. Before, it was brushes that rotated. So condensed air technology. Now let's talk about a few of the things that are major benefits for us as stylists. Now, one of the things that I've always been keen on when I am training hairdressers is stance. Is how are we when we're working on somebody's hair? You know, have we got our back bent over? How's our shoulder positioning and everything? Because if we want to have longevity in this industry, we have to watch ourselves, because you'll find that many older hairdressers and some younger ones, like myself, but some hairdressers that have been doing it for a while will start to have problems with their shoulders and their arms. So here's the first benefit of this technology, is that this dryer weighs 0.8 of a pound. 0.8. It's almost, if I tied a balloon to it, it's going to fly away, everybody. Look, there it goes. Right. Okay. So 0.8 of a pound. What does it mean? It means much less stress on our shoulders and our arms. It's so important, everybody. So 0.8 of a pound is the first thing. Then the next thing, which I love, and I've walked into salons that have embraced this technology, and there's one key difference that we experience the minute we walk into a salon that is using this type of dryer, and that's the fact that it's quiet. It's quiet. All you stylists out there, think about this, because I know I've done this a million times. So think about the times that you start to blow dry your client's hair. Well, your client starts shouting at you, because that's what they do. As soon as we turn the blow dryer on, they shout at us. And how many times with a traditional dryer have we turned it off to hear the question or answer the question? Constantly, constantly. And, you know, that's time. It's time, it's money, it's profit out the window. Now, I'm going to turn this on. And I'm going to keep talking to you in the same voice that I have, and you can hear the difference. This is the dryer at its loudest. So you can see that I haven't had to change my voice. That's huge, everybody. Because if you do want, I know some clients we don't want to talk to, but if you do want to talk to your clients, then it's actually nice that the dryer is quiet. And I've walked into salons and it has this almost peaceful, serene feel because it's not all the noise of the blow dryer. Few other benefits. Tracy, if you need to jump in with me because I will talk.
I absolutely would love to talk about this dryer because I'll just tell you a story. My salon, before I closed it down in April, so I was a salon owner for 20 years. It was an extremely hard decision to close my salon. It was a lot of tears, a lot of uncertainty, but I believed in salontraining.com so much. But in my salon, I had finally got the hanging blow dryers that were amazing because it was less tension on the shoulders and the wrists and everything.
Yes.
So now I have a tiny, tiny salon in my home basement that I just do my sister-in-law's hair and my hair and my family's. And I was missing that so much. I had to go back to my regular dryers where I would sit and hold it. And I was like, oh, I could tell that I've been drying hair today. And then I got this one like a week or so ago, or 2 weeks now. And I've been playing and playing and playing. And I feel the difference. I said, oh my gosh, this is incredible. I like to hold it right here. And it's so easy. It's so lightweight.
You know, Tracy, let me jump in on that because one of the things that we did, and there's everybody, there's a ton of benefits to this dryer, and I could literally talk for hours, but I promise you I won't, because you can come and see us in the Pennsylvania Beauty Expo. But one of the things, to the point that Tracy just said, you know, when we're dealing, say we've got really coarse curly hair and that client always wants it straight, don't they? And, you know, the thing is, we end up doing these. And this isn't good. This isn't good for us. And yet, to Tracy's point, if I take the same position, so the dryer doesn't move, and I move down to here, look at the difference. There's no stress on my arm. Bearing that in mind, here's a fun thing for you, which I love. So we developed this silicone sleeve. So the silicone sleeve, for those of you who like to do exactly what I just said, slips over the nozzle of the dryer. It's non-slip, allows you to dry like this, because the silicone will not conduct heat. Nice. Because you know that this part of the dryer here is the bit that's going to get the warmest. Mm-hmm. So the silicone sleeve goes over, even if you've got product on your hands don't slide. So instead of doing these crazy contortions with that long, thick hair, all of a sudden my body posture has changed completely, and I'm working this way. So I love the fact that this was developed with this dryer for those of you who like to work in that way. You probably noticed when I pull the nozzle off, it's magnetic. It spins for any position that you want to put it into, but it's magnetic. And the magnetic, there's no more flying nozzles, put it that way. Look, I'm not even holding this now. You know, it's happened to you all, hasn't it, that you're drying somebody's hair and off flies the nozzle and hits the next client on the head. It's happened to you. So we have two nozzles. That this is the wider one, and this I use generally when I'm getting moisture out the hair. However, there is a narrower one as well, which also is magnetic, which I use when I'm putting more detail into the hair, because this contains the airflow much more. So it's not blowing all of the work that you've already done all over the place. So I love the fact that these are magnetic and they just clip off like that, but they hold very, very firmly. The other attachment that we have is a great diffuser that comes with it. And the diffuser, I don't know whether you can all see this, but the diffuser has another another piece in it here that's a filter that basically, let's think about what we want with the diffuser. Usually it's like we're pushing curl into the hair, or it's very curly hair that we want to let the curls form. The last thing that you want is any airflow. So having that little extra filter in here diffuses the air further, then we just get the heat and we don't get the airflow. because airflow is like the kiss of death to naturally curly hair. It will frizz. So the diffuser, because of that filter, the diffuser actually clips on the dryer. But it clips on well, look, I'm not holding it now. So you can see that the diffuser works perfectly. Couple of other things. It has a shine generator built in. Now, what a shine generator does, everybody, because I think, I think at times we bought dryers in the past and we haven't really gone in. Is it fast enough? That's what we look for. But it has a shine generator built within the dryer. What that does is it actually releases around 20 million negative ions when you're blow drying, when it's in use. 20 million negative ions. Let's talk about what that means, everybody. Negative ions have the ability to help to close the cuticle layers down. So, if the hair's porous, the cuticle layers are open. So negative ions help to push those cuticle layers flatter. So what does it mean? It's only when the cuticle layers lay flat that the hair shines. If cuticle layers are open, porosity, open, light will hit it, but it'll absorb it. When the cuticle layers lay flat, the light bounces off the cuticle layers. That's shine in layman's terms. So 20 million negative ions creating shine and beautiful finish on your hair. But there's a secondary benefit here. Think about your clients, and it's most of them these days that have color on the hair. If the hair remains porous, that means color fade, because the color molecules can escape out the cuticle layers. I hope you like my impersonations, everybody.
We're hairdressers. We all talk with our hands. We're constantly doing that.
The color molecules are escaping out of the cuticle layers. Look, that's somebody escaping there. I don't know what that means, but something like that. But you get what I'm meaning. When the cuticle layers are flat, it means that those color molecules cannot get out. That means less color fade. So, here we are talking about a dryer, and all of a sudden the dryer is helping the shine of the hair, helping the high condition finish, and also helping lock your color in. Who'd have thought?
And helping the stylist have a conversation and their neck and their shoulders.
Exactly.
And the cord is, I love the cord. It's nice and long. It's not, the cord's amazing.
The cord is 10 foot long, Tracy. It means you can wander around your client without tying her up.
Absolutely.
Which is great, or moving the client all the time because you need to get to the other side. So, the dryer has so many great benefits. And this new technology is spectacular. It really has revolutionized, I couldn't even say that word then. It really has revolutionized what's gone on in the world of professional hair dryers.
I can tell you the very first person that I was blow drying whenever I got to play with it was a friend of mine. And we were talking about it. And I said, oh gosh, I've talked about products, my whole life, but I got to tell you about this one. And she's like, yeah, what makes this different? I said, you do it. That's all I'm going to say. She's like, yeah. Oh my gosh. So she's ordering one for her mother and for herself, just to let you know. And she's like, it's lightweight. And, her mom is elderly. So talking about retail in your salon, this is a no brainer. This is going to sell itself in it's Christmas. Yes. If you have an elderly parent, get it for him. It's so lightweight. I hope my mom doesn't see this, but I'd like to get one actually for her too. So, this is amazing.
Oh, your mom just tuned in, Tracy.
Probably. She's like, thank you.
Just a couple of other quick things, because I know time-wise, there's 3 filters on this dryer as well, everybody. Now, because I love this. When you take the outer filter, which is the pretty one, there is a micro filter here. I'm going to hold this up close. There you go. It's a micro filter. What that means is that there is no way in a million years that hair can get through that filter into the dryer. Nice. I think that's so important, because everybody think about the times that we've done a second haircut, because the hair all of a sudden went in and we couldn't get it out. So we're like, oh, we're doing a texturizing technique now, aren't we? We've all been there. But the microfilter will not allow hair to get through into the dryer. And then there's a third filter here with a sound dampener inside of it, which gives us that beautiful, quiet finish as well. And then just on the cleaning aspect, there is a reverse blow, because you know that the blow dryer blows from the back to the front. But if you hold the coal shot here and then turn it on, it reverses to clean out anything that could have got into the dryer. Now, here's what I say to all my fellow hairdressers, is that just get used every day at the end of the day to doing the reverse blow, because your dryer is going to work at its optimum and it's going to last longer. And I'll just show you how you do this, everybody. There's a coal shot at the top here. You hold it for 3 seconds and turn it on, still holding down the coal shot, and it will reverse. So I'll show you. If I do 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Now, when you turn it off and you turn it on again, it reversed to the other way. So you just do that. It actually blows that way for 10 seconds and stops. And, you know, it's enough. If we do that every single day at the end of our day, just to keep the dryer clean inside, beautiful, working at its optimum, and you're going to get the best life expectancy for your investment that you put into your tools. So, you know, it's a wonderful thing. I am loving working with this new technology, and the hair is looking, well, hopefully you can see on my little models behind, and they're not real, they're mannequins. So, you know, the hair isn't fantastic, but it's looking great and shining. Absolutely. And that's without product. It's just purely blow dried, because I wanted you to see it in its true form, if you like, you know.
Great. And you had mentioned, I know we don't have a lot of time left, but you mentioned that you guys have other tools. So you have a
we do
iron?
You know, if anybody wants to have a look into IZUTECH, if you go to izutechpro.com, all of our tools are listed there. Now, everybody, what happens is the tools will also be up on Tracy's website, but if you go in and it will ask if you're a professional, you put your license number in, we will send you a code that brings the price down, because obviously the price on the website is the MSRP, everybody, you know, for the general public. But if you put your license number in, we'll send you a code and it brings it down to stylist price.
Okay.
Just very quickly, the other tool that we're going to feature at the Pennsylvania Beauty Expo, which really is how this company started, but it's come a long way even since then, is the KTX 450, which is our key flat iron. Now, I love this because, first of all, it has a heater that you turn this on and it's ready to go in minutes, everybody. It really is. You know, you might turn another flat iron on and it may take time to get up there. This is ready in seconds. It really is. And it heats up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. So for those people doing smoothing treatments, KTX means Keratin Treatment Express, incidentally. For those of you who like to do smoothing treatments, particularly on that coarse hair, you have the ability to go up to 450, because remember, that's really the only hair that we would use 450 on. So it heats quickly. It's completely even. We have a tool that measures the heat at every little section of the iron, and they're completely even all the way, which is so important, particularly if you're doing smoothing. But moving on from smoothing, it's a fantastic styling iron as well. And I did a couple of little techniques here that you can see, because, you know, we all tend to think of styling as, let me just bring Martha over here. You know, we all think of styling as being this person. And yet, you know, we had a lot of questions lately on the website and everything about like Hollywood waves, like this sort of look. And this is so easy, everybody, because the iron can curl, it can wave, and it can smooth. So this technique was so very, very easy. If all that I did on this, everybody, was to take a section of hair, and, you know, if you have hair that's straighter and you push it, it has to wave. See that? So it's straight. If you push it, it waves. So all you're using the iron for is to clamp that wave in like that.
Nice.
Clamping the wave, moving it, clamping the wave, moving it. And look how beautiful that is.
Wow. Nice.
It's sensational, and it's so very easy to do. And it doesn't matter whether this hair is obviously shorter with this bob that I cut, but if it's long, it doesn't really matter. You just keep going. And the waves could be as deep or as small as you want it to be. But you need an effective iron to do that for you. So KTX will do that perfectly. Titanium plates, which is great. And an inch, 1 inch and 1.25 inch plates on this, polyfiber bodies so that it won't break. So it does everything that we need to do. And the reason when I was speaking to Tracy that we wanted to show you these today was that, go to IZUTECH.com and take a look, or, come and see us. I know the show's in April, and it seems like it's forever away, but it's not. It's literally around the corner, and we're so excited because a lot of the wonderful artists that are working the show are using our tools now. So you'll see them in action, but you'll see them in action on the booth as well, which will be great. So we really look forward to seeing you there.
Great. Yeah, I think your tools are going to be used right on the main stage as well.
Yes,
exactly. Some
exactly.
of the main people of this show use your products. So
yeah, we've been very lucky that because of the revolution in the way tools are today, Tracy, that we gave them to some of those key artists like Taylor Jameson, Albie Mukahi, David Kinnigson, Francesca Rivetti. As soon as we put them in their hands, they're like, oh, I think I didn't get my tools back that I asked them to try, because they were
no way.
run off. So we're going to be there. I'm loving doing the show, and we're really excited to see you there, everybody.
And you guys will be at premiere, I think, a couple premieres as well. All of the
yeah, we're actually going to do all of the premiere shows next year. Yeah, so we're committed to doing everything.
Right.
Which because what we're doing at the moment is a bit like this Hollywood wave type technique. We're developing a lot of new educational techniques with the tools. So IZUTECH is kind of expanding its portfolio, not from just doing tools, but to offer great cuts with great coloring techniques and great styling and finishing techniques, so that we can see how all the parts and pieces fit together, everybody, which is really important. So watch out for the education that we'll be bringing in 2023, because it really will be spectacular.
And you're going on the beauty cruise as well, right? Are you going on it?
Try and keep me off the beauty cruise.
Nice. Okay, so
yeah, we committed quite a while ago, because what a great concept. Hundreds of hairdressers at sea, the mind boggles, because once again, it's going to be great education. And so we committed to being on the beauty cruise as well, which will be fantastic. Great. So get on the boat, everybody. See you at sea.
Nice. All right. So you can find them quite a few places. You can find them on their website. Later this week, I believe they'll be on our website. I'll share it also in the link. And just find them somewhere, I'm telling you, because you're going to love these products. So thank you so much, Paul. And I look forward to seeing you in April at the Pennsylvania Beauty Show. That is going to be in Seven Springs Mountain Resort. So
I know. Well, thank you, Tracy, for your time, and everybody who gets to see this podcast. Tracy, thank you for all you're doing and the fantastic education and information you bring into the industry. It's appreciated, because we never stop learning. So your platforms are perfection in that way. Thank you.
Thank you. It brings up a point when you said you never stop learning. Real quick, it doesn't matter who you're learning from, as long as you're learning from someone that has been in the industry, that knows what they're doing. And you may not completely know everything about them, but read their bios. And that's what's on salontraining.com. If you're looking for someone to teach you hair cutting or coloring or makeup, just because they don't have a humongous name that's working for a product company, there's thousands of amazing educators all over the world that have worked with product companies that may have went independently now. So either way, it's okay. Whether you learn it from somewhere, education is the power to our success. I truly believe that. So
absolutely.
All right. See you. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Tracy. See you, everybody. Looking forward to seeing you on the cruise or in Pennsylvania.
Nice.
Okay.